Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to match 3, week 3, season 6 of the Baddy Overwatch League. I am your host, Destructive Dude, and a brand new casting duo is making its appearance tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Free Dudes.
What is up? Right. We have 2 Free Dudes in the building currently. The newest, hottest ship it name ever since Free Pie got disbanded. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Free Pie. You asked for it, ladies and gentlemen. We decided to bring it to you. Free Feed Destructive Dude on the casting desk, and tonight we have a match to see who will not be last place heading into next week. It's Toast McGoes versus Fine Dining and Breathing. You may notice a little bit virtual riot on the top right corner of your screen. That's because Josh Dango has changed his name up.
He is the alternate reality of Josh Danko. Look to him to be playing Josh Danko-esque heroes, but with a different name.
Really
nothing weird going on here at all. Just ignore it, honestly. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's not weird. It's not weird. We are a little bit disappointed. I think I speak for all of us when he did not change his name to Josh Spanko. But nonetheless, here we go.
In 30 seconds.
On the blue side, what do we got, Freefy?
We got big bunker comp boys coming out here. We got Frisbee Boy, we got Bastion, and BSRK playing his rat, his world-renowned Junkrat on the defense coming out here. One thing that is kind of, what are you doing, is Chromatic playing the Zarya. That's kind of like a weird bunker comp pick, but Chromatic one-trick Zarya, so, he'll do it. He'll make it work. He'll melt the other team.
Yes, he will. And on the red side, we got a classic ball dive composition that's seen make its way through the solo queue ladder, which is clearly the only way to play Overwatch. We got a Hammond, we got a Diva, Brigitte, Ana, Widow.
Who's going to touch point here?
That is the question. It's going to be who is going to touch point as Wacky Jabacky's on the point right now, getting almost damn near a full tick, but not before Chromatic, BSRK, and the Mano on the Mercy drop down. And this bunker comp is going to be a little interesting, like you said, Freefy. We're going to have no Diva to contest the Hammer. It's going to be on point. It's going to be up to Chromatic on the Zarya to do it. As BSRK goes down early to Evilite. Going to get rezzed real quick by Dano, the man on top for Evilite. Gets the 1-2 buckle by Shoe on to Dano once again. Blue team, red team brawling out on point. Red team coming off the big frags early and often.
A lot of high-tier gameplay coming out of Evilite here. Left click, W, left click, left click.
Right click, left click as well. Don't forget right click, left click. And red team coming on the attack and is just absolutely decimating the opposition. That's a wipe, and that's a point cap.
Yeah, red team just kind of
everything.
Red team swarmed around everyone. Like, they saw the bash and they're like, all right, let's split up. Do whatever you want to do. I'll fight someone over here. You fight someone over there. Just best of luck to you. And they won.
Yeah, we essentially just saw a lot of W key Andes running to point, and the red team got the point very quickly. With 6.5 minutes to spare on the game clock. Here we go, referees. Okay, thanks. Switching over from the Bastion to the Widowmaker. UTech making his appearance on the Winston rather, which should help him on this home court advantage map.
Get in here.
As we
I would almost like to see a Reinhardt coming here out of UTech, just so that Chromatic is a lot better at doing Chromatic things.
And Wacky Jabacky, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not catch it, there was inside the BSRK Junkrat trap, and nobody from the blue team looked at him. They let him sit there for free, and he was able to drop the mines. Here comes Dirty Dan with the quick throw on the quick on the Dragon Strike. UTech getting crystallized on the Widowmaker, and it's a 1-for-1 trade here.
This tire could be huge.
Blue team. It is going to be absolutely huge. Papega clap for the blue team. It's going to take down Keep It Pete, Wacky Jabacky, then take it out. Okay, thanks. It is trade for trade here, but that's going to be in favor of the blue team, which is going to be Toast the Goat, who has the respawn advantage. A lot of ult economy coming out and not a lot of value.
FDAB not really fighting a point a whole lot there. They kind of split up, tried to chase down kills. Rally came out and they pushed towards point, but then Tire came out and they're like, oh, let's get off point now. And then they just started off fighting off the point and weren't able to get any progress.
One thing that I want the audience to look at real quick is look at the Baptiste gameplay coming out of Mighty Wolf. We're seeing a lot of early and not necessary damage reduction immortality fields that could come to bite their team in the behind. As they say, BSRK, they're going to jump up top there with the UTech. Going to try to put work into Josh Danko, AK Virtual Riot, but it's not going to matter. He's going to drop the Diva bomb. Boom, yo, it's a dynamite. Boom, Shakalaka going to take down from back, but not before OK Thanks takes down both Crystallize and the Diva. It's a 3. Make that Evil like getting the down the battle. It's a 3v1 situation. And the red team taking picks left and right, but again, the blue team Toast for Goats having the respawn advantage, but Evilite, the man of the match, playing Brigida, doing so much left clicking, you might as well call him Winston. He's not missing those left clicks, but it's not gonna matter as the blue team find that Toast for Goats gonna come back in and able to contest this card. Point doesn't matter.
How is red team still here pressuring this point? Like, they've lost almost all their members and there's only 2 left on point, and then Evilite rallies and they're just like swinging on point, not dying, not killing anyone.
But it doesn't matter because here comes red team again. Cuban P gonna get the big nano boost onto the ulting monkey. I'm sorry, ulting Roadhog. My bad, that is Josh Danko right there. Red team is taking the point handily. It looks like for a second that they were gonna lose this point really easily, but it doesn't matter as Lucy was not able to collapse. But here comes Toast McGoats trying to finish off these kill leaders out of the red team.
Box is down from Mighty Wolf.
That is a big ulti out of Mighty Wolf, but will it be enough? Who knows? Red team. Fine dining and breathing, staying on the cart. Josh Dango, what did you? He's trying to wipe out the entire rest of the enemy team. It might be enough as Fine dining and breathing start with 6.5, ends with 345, takes .2 on Horizon. That was nuts. It was nuts. It was nuts.
So now that they're finally done fighting, I can do my job where I do a little analyzing.
Holy shit, please.
Please take a deep breath, get something to drink. Let me do some talking here.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that Baptiste being a new hero, that his Frisbee is probably one of the most important things about him. What makes him really good is the same thing that makes Hog really good. It's that he can threaten to use the Frisbee at any point to save his team from anything. Just like how Hog can threaten to hook you and kill you in one hit, Widow can threaten to hold an angle and kill you in one hit, Baptiste can threaten to throw the Frisbee and win the team fight. So I would like to see Mighty Wolf hold on to it for longer than he's been doing. So he's been throwing it at the beginning of fights, not getting a lot of usage out of it. He just really needs to threaten that ability more. Are you alive there, DC?
Yeah, I'm alive. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm good. I agree with you 100%. We saw a lot of immortality fields coming out really early, like you said. I don't really necessarily know if that was the right play, but in terms of a good defense, considering that considering that Fine Dining and Breathing had 6.5 minutes, I think 341 is a pretty good spot for them, especially considering they have the ability to roll early. Looking for Evilite to hold with this Brigida. He's been on fire as Brigida lately, really being the crutch for his team. So we'll see if they're able to defend this, maybe potentially going for a full hold here. Another bunker comp coming out on the defense team, but again, it's not the standard bunker comp, Orisa Diva, Bastion that we've been seeing. We have Orisa, Roadhog, Junkrat, Widowmaker, Ana, and of course the Brigida on the Evilite. Not a whole lot of healing, but we'll see what they can do here as the attacking team of Toast with Goats is running just that. They are running Goats. This might be the first time that they've run Goats all season.
Space battle, Drew. We've seen it in the Overwatch League, and now finally Baddy League fighting in space Goats.
Space battle, Space Goats. Not to be confused with Somber Goats. It's Space Goats. UTech holding that right click, holding that shield, trying to separate the team. And the team is being very separated by team. Fine Dining and They're very separated from the point here. UTech, W keying, holding left mouse button as he's trying to take down Josh Danko's Roadhog. Not going to matter though. Okay, thanks. Getting the quick pick on the Dirty Dan. This could be exactly what Toast with Goats needs to break onto this point here. And here they go. Alright, thank you, Caster. I appreciate your help. Here we go. Okay, thanks. Take it down. Take it down, Widowmaker. You dominate! From your boy down. The Mano's gonna take down one but two in the form of Berserk and UTech. And then, okay, thanks. Cleaning up. It's a 3-man. Making a 4-man swing. And that is gonna be the first point taken for Totes my Goats. Even saving Shatter. And coming up on a couple other key ultimates. Briefy analysis. Go.
I think Dano is really at home here, getting to play Ana with triple tank. He gets a lot of value out of his grenade. He can anti people. He can get huge healing done on his team. He can nano Reinhardt like we just saw, and then UTech can just carry the fight. Look to see maybe a good sleep coming out of here on him. Like there we go, Evilite's down on the ground right now sleeping.
BSRK gonna try and go into hero shield this thing. Big slam from Andy UTech, but is it enough? It will not be, as it is just getting Josh Danko. Sorry, I had to burp real quick. Here we go. Big anti coming out of the red team. Big block on that tire. Indeed, my friend. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Remember, the defense will have the advantage here. And the defense is going to beat Fine Dining and Breathing. Big Diva Bomb coming out. Going to take down not one but two. But is that going to be enough? Fine Dining and Breathing is going to try and continue to hold this point. Totes Goats was threatening. Okay, thanks was threatening with that Diva bomb, but it looks like it's not going to matter.
Do we see a Diva stagger? Oh, this is so brutal. Okay, thanks can't do anything. He's just going to get staggered into oblivion.
He's going to somehow take down Cuban Pete, but it's not like it's going to matter. As a good hold coming out from Fine Dining and Breathing, Totes Goats wanted it. They had a big Diva bomb, but the Diva bomb was just too little, too late. They're going to have to go back to the drawing board, but take a look at the ultimates here. Crystallize coming up on a Graviton Surge at 73. It will be crucial to see if this fight, if the Mighty Wolf will break out the sound barrier. If so, and if they can hold out, Fine Dining and Breathing should be able to get this Graviton for free here. Okay,
yeah, basically,
thanks,
if they sound barrier and they don't kill the Zarya, they just lose the fight.
Dirty Dan taking on UTech very quickly as well as Josh Danko demecking. Okay, thanks. This looks to be like a one fight here. And yeah, Totes Goats is immediately hitting their S keys and getting the heck out of dodge.
BSRK is like trying to play Brigitte like Brigitte's a flanker. That is no longer how you play Brigitte. At one point in her lifespan it was, but now it's all about being by that Reinhardt, being by that Zarya, healing your whole team. You just can't try and solo support as Brigitte anymore. Her shield bash, she no longer does 50 damage. She doesn't have the damage to follow up the kills, and she's getting no value out of her healing if she does that. BSRK needs to stay with UTech.
And here we go, another big push here. Okay, thanks, trying to come in hot. Gonna go up top for Josh Danko, but it's not gonna matter. And the big Graviton Surge is coming out of Crystallize, as we talked about earlier, but there is the Mighty Wolf dropping that sound barrier. 2 kills are coming out. Actually, one was on the Riptire of Dirty Dan, one coming out Dirty Dan himself. Kills are coming out in favor of Totes Goats, but will it be enough?
Big purple there.
Gigantic purple indeed. But remember, Fine Dining and Breathing has the respawn advantage as they are on defense. And okay, thanks, they're gonna have a Diva mech. Will it be enough? Big shatter coming out of UTech. He's left clicking. He's trying to get as many kills as he can. Josh Danko is left to defend this point by himself. But will it be enough? Totes Goats finally getting some all charge here, but here comes Wacky back and they finally get the first stick. They will have at least 33% if they somehow lose this fight. Here we go.
Wrecking Ball might be able to stall this out for him. He can go get a big health pack and come back fully healed.
We got okay, thanks here playing his famous hit scan players on top of high ground here, trying to go for quick picks. You taking in another pick onto Crystallize. The trickles are coming out hard for the red team. Fine Dining and Breathing, but it's not gonna matter. Cuban Pete's gonna hard give Josh Danko the nano boost, but it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna be enough to potentially hold this point. Totes Goats is consistently getting the frags, and they are not capitalizing on the point as fast as they want to. Most because Wacky Debaki is just spinning in the corner of his Wrecking Ball. He's getting vines as fast as possible, and this is the possibility that we were looking at before. Josh Danko coming in hot. Fine Dining and Breathing has the opportunity here to hold, but they are not getting any kills. Okay, thanks is sitting on this high ground, fragging hard. UTech with a big shatter. It looks to be all over for Fine Dining and Breathing.
Fire at will.
That's one thing that Goats finds really hard to deal with is a Wrecking Ball. Like we saw, Wacky was just spinning around and around on that point, and they had an Ana, so they could have slept him and they could have shield bashed him, and that's really all that they could have done to disrupt the mobility of the Wrecking Ball. But they're just so big and grouped together, the Wrecking Ball could just go right into him and hit 6 of them and get mines every time.
Yeah, Wrecking Ball is a pretty good character in general, not to mention as soon as he starts utilizing his immense ability to stall the point, it's essentially a GG for the enemy team. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we expected.
We did see, okay, thanks, come back to that point. As a soldier, I did like that. They had free high ground advantage at that point, and they needed some amount of damage to kill the Wrecking Ball. So him running back to point as soldier was a good heads-up play.
Very heads-up play indeed there, especially like you said before, not only to go on to the low ground as a soldier, but I think also just to switch off of the Diva as well, which is a smart move by him. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on round 35 here of 2CP on Horizon Lunar Colony, and this is what Freevee and I were talking about before. This is your standard bunker comp that people are going to want to run instead of Dirty Dan. Maybe on the Junkrat, you normally see a Widowmaker, but we see the core components here: the Orisa, the Bastion, the Diva, and the Baptiste. Here we go. Can Fine Dining and Breathing take it to Totes Goats, who, big surprise, is going to run Goats again. 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Freepy, what do you expect to come out of this match right here?
I expect them to go into space and then Bastion and Junkrat to destroy them as they come in the door. They might run it back here, do like a loop-de-loop and pull, as SpongeBob would say. But nope, they are actually going to go all the way up to space, being down a hero.
And the classic, potential classic 30 maneuver would have been huge there. As a big golden Orisa stops the Reinhardt. Big Reinhardt charge there. That is going to stall this entirely. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you give credit to Wacky Tabaki there. UTech. UTech was coming in hot for the Reinhardt charge, but Orisa, thanks to Wacky Tabaki, says not so fast. Hits him with the big shift.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Orisa's shift makes her damage resistant and then immune to all forms of CC. And the way that the GOATS comp beats that Bastion there is that UTech on the Reinhardt charges the Bastion and kills him. Wacky, knowing that, stood in front of the Reinhardt, hit shift, immune to CC. You can't move a brick wall.
But here we go. Okay, thanks. Coming in hot. They're trying to spy check him. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not entirely sure what a spy check is, Sombra is a character in this video game that is currently being played by OK Thanks that can go invisible, but if she gets hit by bullets, she is detected. They're trying to make sure they do not get hacked here. Dirty Dan gonna send his tire out to space. Space tire. Gonna grab not one but two. Down the mantle and BSRK. Totes Magoats is gonna be down 2 here. Make that 4. And it's gonna be a stalled push for Totes Magoats. Gonna be an end here, but ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to OK Thanks, who's gonna try and draw them
What is
off
the Mighty
the
Wolf
point.
doing? That was just a big stagger from him.
Giant stagger, that does not help at all.
A lot of teams in the BOL this season look to be favoring this bunker comp, and I think what separates the good teams from the weak ones are the ones that can break it effectively.
Gotcha.
Teams that can run Sombra and break that shield, teams that can dive on the Bastion and surround him and kill him before his team can get that frisbee down. I think those are what separate the strong from the weak.
But speaking of strong of the weak, let's not take too much time off the clock here. I realize that OK Thanks was able to fight not only Josh Danko but also Crystallize in the back and take down Crystallize. A very suspicious nano boost coming out of Cuban Pete onto the Orisa, and all of a sudden with Fine Dining and Breathing, FDAB having the advantage, they're already down 2, but Josh Danko gonna drop the bomb here, not gonna find anybody, and they need to touch the cart or the point. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, Team Red is getting absolutely slaughtered here. Fine Dining and Breathing was in the driver's seat, now they are in the trunk of the car being driven off a bridge. It is go time for Totes Magoats. .1 on overtime on round 5. Here we go.
So Sombra cloaked up behind the Bastion and decloaked and just shot the Bastion headshot hitbox and just brained him, just killed him.
No one turned around. It was crazy.
No one turned around. The Bastion didn't react. The Ana didn't react. Wacky on the Orisa didn't react to Sombra's presence, and that basically won the fight for him.
OK Thanks is going to jump onto a Bastion of himself. They're going to throw some stuff out there. This damage boost is going to potentially... Sorry about that. I do not think Crystallize meant to throw the damage field out there, as Totes Magoats absolutely is running through Fine Dining and Breathing to switch up in the composition. But OK Thanks in the match and BSRK on the Genji is going to be enough, it looks like, to take point 2 within the 30-second interval. Round 3 complete. Let's see how Fine Dining and Breathing answers. Freebie analysis.
On paper, Fine Dining and Breathing win that fight. They have the Baptiste box that doubles all damage that goes through it. It's just that they missed it. They put it on the ground instead of on the field that they were standing. They couldn't get any value because no enemies were behind it. And then it was all confusion from there because the attacking team's running a Bastion. What the heck's going on? And then there was a grav up on the wall that lifted them up, allowed them to shoot the frisbee to kill them afterwards. And then Bastion just set up on point and was ready to demolish anyone trying to retake.
Yeah, definitely an interesting fight indeed. We've been seeing a lot of teams this season, the BOL, in just our 3 short weeks that have been playing Baptiste, who has been live in our league since week 1. If you guys are new to the league and new to the seasons, he was live in competitive as of last week. So a brand new hero to almost everybody in Overwatch, and what we've been seeing a lot in the BOL, and what I've been seeing personally in my solo queue games trying to climb the competitive ladder, is that most people, unfortunately, are throwing this damage field out a little bit too far, as we just saw right there with Crystallize, which could have potentially won them the fight, but nonetheless, Fine Dining and Breathing has their work cut out for them. They have 3 minutes and 41 seconds. They essentially have a full new game of 2 CP here, as they're going to come out with this comp that they ran last time. Josh Danko on the D, but Wacky Tabaki on the ball. We're going to see Dirty Dan playing his hit scan McCree, and we're going to see Crystallize on that Widowmaker, which he's been favoring. And we're not going to see a bunker comp coming out of Totes Magoats, which is very interesting. We are going to see a Sombra, though, which I think is a very good pick, knowing that Wacky Wacky wants to play that Hammond.
Well, they do have the Bastion. We saw Pray and Spray do this last match, where they had the Bastion in the back of the point, and then the team surrounding him to back him up.
and Ducky McCurry Death Squad.
But yeah. That team that tied, whatever. It's okay.
Touch from afar.
I'm hurt, sir. It's fine. You're not wrong though. This is a composition that, as recently as last game, ladies and gentlemen, that I just played with my team running this, and then subsequently Senpai's team running the same damn thing. It works. Seeing some quick changes though. They are doing Finding and Breathing is whipping out 2 projectile characters trying to deal with that Bastion and the shield subsequently, which is a very good call by them. Josh Dangle going to be the first one to touch the point here as Totes McGoats is coming off of the point trying to reset themselves. They're going to probably try and touch here.
Looks like we got UTech contesting right now. Chromatic, they're trying to put their toe in, step out, step in, step out. Okay, thanks with the huge flank on the high ground here. Just destroyed Ana and Junkrat.
And Junkrat and Farah. Chromatic taking down Josh Danko. And
okay,
everybody
single-handedly winning that fight for his team. Who would have thought that the flanking Bastion would be your downfall?
No one ever suspects the flanking Bastion. 2 minutes on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. We need to see Fine Dining and Breathing take this first objective. They want to have any chance of consistently any chance of winning this game, let alone going to the next point here. They're going to keep on this double projectile here, double projectile composition that they have here. Watch for these support ultimates coming out of Totes McGoats. A lot of ult economy in favor of them, not so much in favor of Fine Dining and Breathing. With the amount of time they have left, they could go for a dry run here and potentially get another ultimate ability. Another ultimate free charge here, as we have a tire coming out from Dirty Dan, a jump right tire that's not going to connect with anybody. Big ultimate there, but nobody's really contesting the point here for either of these two teams. My spectator cam somehow got locked inside of a random room somewhere.
Yeah,
I am back now.
Totes McGoats is giving the enemy team a lot of space here, which is what you have to do with the Bastion. You don't want the enemy team to just be in the face of the Bastion at all times. As the Bastion goes into tank form and climbs the stairs, try to do another flank.
And a big EMP coming out of BSRK, but it's not going to matter that much. The health bars are not really going down here. Trades are coming out at the 2-for-2 situation. They get a 2-for-1 here as we're getting a res out of Crystallize. He's playing his madness support roles here. Josh Dangle going to drop the Diva Bomb, drop it like it's hot, and not going to matter though. But Fine Dining and Breathing is taking it. But UTech Shatter going to grab 2 people, not going to matter though, as Fine Dining and Breathing a very messy fight, but they look to have secured this point and live the fight for at least an extra 30 seconds.
All right, looks like the double projectile worked out for him. It was very smart, considering that they had more shield break. The opposing team was playing a Reinhardt instead of an Orisa. They knew that they could break that shield and then break the Bastion behind it. Okay, thanks, being smart and rotating his Bastion placement allowed that fight to go longer than it was going to. But all in all, the double projectiles were able to win that fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes on the prize, as Chromatic is going to be the man that we want to watch here. Has a Graviton Surge, no defensive ultimates coming out of Fine Dining and Breathing. Totes McGoats could get a win off of just that ultimate alone. 40 seconds on the clock, nobody having contesting on point yet. And it looks to be a comp switch here, as Josh Dango's going to switch over off of the Diva onto the Roadhog, trying to get the one with the potential. They're trying to punish UTech here for diving in without a bubble and having no supports here, but he's going to have some support out with it.
FDAB needs to go pedal to the metal right here. They have Minefield, they have Barrage, they have Tire. The opposing team has no ultimates. They've just swapped off their comps. They need to get on that point, hold it, take it, kill the enemy team.
And the big kill on the Chromatic might be all of that Fine Dining and Breathing needs. They eliminated the threat of the Graviton Surge. It's just going to be Chromatic coming back, but it's not going to matter, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into round 5. And that pick right there was absolutely crazy. I'm pretty sure if I saw my kill feed properly, Cuban Pete, of all people, got the kill on a Chromatic with an Ana grenade. And we've been talking a lot about this game about Dano the Mano, Dano 22 playing his Ana. But we have not talked enough about how good of an Ana player Cuban Pete is. Taking out Chromatic, the person with the ultimate that can ultimately win the team fight for FREE, that spells free. But he's gone. FDAB pushes the point. The fight another day. Free fee analysis, go.
And I actually know a lot about Free, it being half of who I am, Fee being the other part. But in all honesty, Cuban Pete's been playing very well. I've seen lots of purples come out of him, lots of sleeps. There's Anas to be scared of on either side here. And just like you said, Chromatic dying at the beginning of that fight, him not being able to use that Graviton Surge, he came out from respawn and his team was dead, wiped, the point was already taken. You might as well have just not had one, right?
Yeah, it was kind of a little 1-2 buckle my shoe coming out, but you know what? We live to fight another day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 99 here of 2CP on Horizon Lunar Colony.
We're going on year 3.
Year 3. It's gonna be a long one. And big surprise here. Who attacks first? I'm confused. I think. Okay. Well, let me get my spectacles out. Okay. So,
Coach Magotes is attacking here.
Fine Dining and Breathing is going to be on defense here, running the double shield comp with the bunker. Junkrat going to have the Bastion. This composition looks to be favorable tonight. Shout out to Heron911 for coming up with this incredible composition for Daki Makura Death Squad. And then subsequently every other team that's played post that match. Here we go. Coach Magotes playing Goats with the Widowmaker, then switching off the Widowmaker to go into Diva. It's going to be late. They only have 30 seconds here. One fight territory is all we're in, ladies and gentlemen. Who wins this fight? Who wins this?
I think the Bastion does, because they have so many bodies and shields between the team to get to the Bastion. We see Diva going on like a little left side flank here, eating all the shots out of the defense matrix. There's a Frisbee up. Bastion's not going to die. Really good Frisbee use out of Crystallize there. Really kept his team alive when they needed it.
And a big shatter coming out of Josh Danko as he uses W key and eases his way in. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we see a full hold on this Bastion comp. And one thing we want to point out again, UTech going in for the big hero charge. But not only did Josh Danko also go in for a charge of his own, we had Wacky Tabacky hitting that left shift on the Orisa, causing the halt to come out and saying, hey, listen, you can't go through me, I'm a gold robot. Nice try. Briefy, right. I would not be surprised if we see the same comp coming out of Totes Magotes in order to get the draw on this dog shit map. Thoughts?
I would like to see Bunker Comp v Bunker Comp, because I think that would be fun, but it's not at all realistic. So, I don't know who's going to play what here. Like, they went double projectile last time, but that really didn't work until like 3 minutes into the push. Like, they needed their ultimates, they needed everything online. To be able to break this Bunker Comp, to be able to get this Bastion, it's going to be very hard for them to do that. I don't think that the Wrecking Ball is going to be able to do it for them, just because of the fact that they have the Frisbee to prevent the Wrecking Ball from 100 to zeroing someone, and they have the Bastion to just shred the Wrecking Ball when he tries to do that.
Agreed.
I'm glad you agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, at this point, it's going to be very interesting to see this kind of composition coming out. What kind of composition we're going to be seeing from Fine Dining and Breathing. But they are going to be running 4 DPS, a Mercy, and a Wrecking Ball. And to be honest,
this is a matchmaking, competitive ladder climbing special right here.
In my opinion, I mean, Josh Danko and the rest of Fine Dining and Breathing.
Can we get camera on Dano right now and see where he is? Look at him. He's on the tire swing. Do you see that?
Look, was that a random 30? I'm a hashtag not my future commissioner. So the Bunker Comp. The one thing the Bunker Comp is not good against is people that aren't big body. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have Evil Eye, Dirty Dan, the projectile heroes, and that's it. 4 DPS, now you beat it. We're not going to see a draw to Rise Lunar Colony and Horizon Combo FDAB wins.
That's it. That settles it. We will only see 4 DPS from now on whenever anyone plays comp.
When anyone plays Bunker Comp on 2CP in the back of a corner, we're going to see this coming out in Evil Eye. I mean, you knew it was coming, baby. Slam, jam, thank you, man. Boom, shakalaka. Let's watch the instant replay as he just holds left click with that gold fire gun. Pow, pow. 1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill, 4 kill. Point win.
And that's it. We've done it.
We did it.
We beat Bunker Comp, boys.
Round of applause for beating Bunker Comp. Never happened in the history of Overwatch, especially Baddy Overwatch League. Lord have mercy on us. So, Freefy.
Yeah, man.
That went exactly how I thought it was gonna go. If I'm being completely honest with you, I don't know what else I expected coming out of these two teams. But that was pretty much it. Going into map 2, going on to Ilios, King of the Hill. Everybody loves King of the Hill in Baddy Overwatch League. These two teams have 2 of the top tier tanks in the league, with Virtual Riot, aka Josh Danko, on the side of FDAB, and you have UTech on the side of Toast Magotes. Both are good at playing dive tanks. UTech is known for his Winston play, and obviously Josh Danko is known for grinding the competitive ladder on Diva and Zarya. In a King of the Hill situation, who do you like? What team do you like going into this next map?
I don't think tanks are what win King of the Hill. Like you were insinuating, like yeah, you got these big tank players, like they're great. They get on point and they hold it, get a barrier up, and then protect their team. That's great. But what wins King of the Hill is playing deathmatch. And you know what? Every time I queue deathmatch, there's 17 goddamn McCrees and no Reinhardts. So I think the team that frags out more is likely going to win Ilios.
I tend to agree with you, and that's where we got to look at the DPS core. And on both these teams, I'm seeing a lot of signs telling me that Evilite, Crystallize, Dirty Dan, whoever is playing the DPS roles out of those three gentlemen is going to have the easier time in comparison to Totes McGoats. But we have seen crazier things happen in the Baddy Overwatch League as we have a quick pee break. And while we're having a pee break, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching the Swain BL Baddy Overwatch League Week 3, Game 3, Season 6, and you have Twitch Prime or you don't know about Twitch Prime, let me tell you. Our wonderful commissioners, AJF0, Zeticus, 30, let me tell you, they need money.
Is this a sad story? It's a sad story.
No, it's a sad story. And what better way to support your local Overwatch leagues than by signing up for Twitch Prime? If anybody that you know, your mom, dad, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, guy you met on the street, knows and or has an Amazon Prime account, did you know that you can link that Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account and get Twitch Prime, and every 30 days, you get a free subscription to your favorite stream. Fun fact. And if you love Swain BL Clown, well, you know what? Or a bunch of clowns. Dump your Prime sub, chat. Help AJS0 pay for the bills. Because Lord knows the stripping gig isn't working out. Ilios, here we go.
I feel like you're getting really good at asking for Twitch Prime subs. It's almost like you
Don't
do this...
say it. No.
Fortnite?
Nope. I am not allowed to talk about what I do on the internet while I am casting for another company. Okay, that is tampering. And I will let you stop speak. I can get fucking. You can't just come out and laugh. Try to be serious here. All right, guys.
Speaking of serious, this map is really serious. There's a really serious circle in the middle. We call it the Wall of Death, the pit, the 300 Sparta. And you know what, Destructive Dude?
What's up, Freefy?
The juice is cold, and the generic Brand X gelatin is definitely jiggling.
What the fuck? Alright, I don't know what that was. I'm gonna be honest. I don't.
10 seconds on attack here. What do we got going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Coming out of Totes for Goats, we have Chromatic on the Soldier, UTech, BSRK playing Orisa Roadhog on well, which you see very often to put people in the giant gaping black hole of death. Okay, thanks on the Genji, Mighty Wolf, Dano on Lucio, on respectively. Switching it over to the blue side, the red side of FDAB, the same fucking thing, except instead of a Genji Soldier, it's a Junkrat McCree. Same comps. Here we go. Who will get more boops?
FDAB is going to be able to break the shield of the opposing team much faster because they have... it's close either way, right? They both have Roadhog, they both have Orisa, they both have Hitscan, they both have Junkrat. Except one team has a Genji, and that is not a shield break hero.
But no teams have a sound, which is very important here. Both teams are looking for big picks here, but
that's a big suck right there.
Josh Banco is going to be the first one that gets yoinkied, as my friend XUC was saying to the point. Okay, thanks, then following up and by taking down the Junkrat. And Fine Dining and Breathing is going to be down 2 here, going to lose the point. They're also being staggered, but hold on, not so fast. Wait, JK, yeah, I lied.
I'm sorry, do we see Chromatic playing Soldier? Is that what's going on right now?
Chromatic is not playing, sorry, but it doesn't matter because okay, thanks, it's not not one but two Shanky boys from Genji before getting taken down by Josh Danko. Big first fight for Totes but Goats.
Notably, okay, thanks, has Dragon Blade up here. Once he gets back, he'll be able to Nano Blade. If his team survives that long. Because we got a Bongo.
We got a Bongo, and we got a Danko. We got Crystallize getting the first frag out of the Ana. That's insane. Dirty Dan then following up by getting Chromatic. It's a
Don't blade here, okay, thanks. He wants to blade so bad because his Ana is dead and he can't get the Nano.
And he also realized that there's no point in wasting so many ultimates or something that just is not worth it, as the fight is damn near already lost.
He chooses death.
As he chooses to, as Tim the Tap Man would say, yeet himself into the pit of death. The mosh pit. The big sad.
You are you're hitting a lot of your quotes today. They're destructive, dude.
I'm really doing good. You know, I spend way too much time on the internet and not enough time with my family, so we're doing the thing here. We're doing the thing. Don't be sad, be glad. Looks like Coach McGoat's gonna try and go for a big old lefty loosey, righty tighty maneuver. Wackety backy, moving the shield accordingly. Josh Dangle playing very noticeably away from his team here.
He's gonna go purple coming out from Cuban Pete there. We were talking about that earlier, how both Ana players were hitting big purples. That one just hit 3 players. And
UTech gonna again take down Josh Danko as he's nanoed and ulting. Okay, thanks, has the blade available, but he's choosing to dive in, not use it. I was very much in shock there. Chromatic Mighty Wolf versus BSRK taking them all down. Okay, thanks, now Cuban Pete, and again, another fight takes place for Freethy. Dano and OK Thanks just don't know what the hell Q is because they are holding onto that nano blade until the cows come the F home.
Yeah, they're just like, we'll nano blade next fight. Well, no, we lost this fight. We'll do the next one. It's Crystallize still has beat. Like, he can still counter it. Like, it does not guarantee a one fight right now.
And that is some excellent discipline on the side of Crystallize, realizing, hey, they haven't burned nano. They have not heard Eugene KO Correa yet. I'm not gonna burn this beat until I hear the weep stick coming out, as 30 would say. I don't think 30 can hear me. I hope he laughs. If he doesn't, it's sad. Chromatic taking on the quick pick here, as we saw Dano getting a huge anti, but here comes the nano blade. 1, 2, 3 for the show. Make it 4 with the D-Mac. Make it 5. For whacking the back, he gets 2 of his own, but it's not gonna matter. As OK Thanks goes for the big old 5-man. And that honestly might be the win here.
That was really good, right? The Lucio saw that the nano blade came out and immediately beat. But OK Thanks saw that he was beating and then mid-air slash dashed him and then killed him before he could cast his ability.
Yeah, that was pretty fucking nuts, not gonna lie to you. NSFW kids. BSRK, Chromatic, Dano all getting picks here on the side of Totes McGoats. It looks to me like this fight is all but over here as we're having a trickle battle here. FDAB is trying to stay alive for as long as possible, but it's not going to matter as the rest of Totes McGoats takes down FDAB 0.1. Well,
looks like Totes McGoats can frag.
Totes McGoats can frag. And ladies and gentlemen, the story of the day is Chromatic wasn't playing Zarya. Holy, and I cannot emphasize this enough, shit.
Ready for battle.
That was
Maybe
nuts.
that's it, right? We just take all the best players who are not playing DPS and we put them on DPS. Tasty's an example of that, right? He started playing tank first, and then he swapped over to DPS, and now his team's winning games. We do it with Chromatic, and do I do it? I have to follow a trend then.
Nah, you don't play. No, you're done. You're off.
I'm
You
done?
get cut off. You cut off. Your next role is to play a bench player. Here we go. Blue Ruins, a famous sniping map, and we see absolutely zero zip, nothing come out of snipers. I fucking, you know what? Okay, thanks. I hope you're listening. You suck. All right, you changed my fucking predictions. Love ya. Baited me. Fucking baited. Okay, thanks. Crystallize will have the Widow do it. Okay, thanks. Is gonna win that round 1. QB gonna res though. And here we go. Widow battle on the tip-top rope here as the rest of the team looks to fight on the ground floor. Have some aerial combat, some ground combat, some yeehaw combat. We'll see who goes and wins this first opening skirmish here. As both teams are kind of separated. See Josh Danko on a Reaper free feed? What do you think about that pickup?
He's going to chase down the dive tanks and then not look at Widow ever.
That is a very good analysis. As he already somehow manages to D-Mac BSRK, Crystallize, and Dirty Dan also picking up kills on the opposition's DPS. And Totes McGoats looks strong on well, but FDAB says, hold the F up, not so fast, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. We're taking this first point on the Ruins.
Yeah,
and they did it, just that.
FDAB's really the first team to try and do this matchmaking, one tank, one healer, quad DPS formula, and like they've been having somewhat success with it. Like they are on the lower levels of like number of wins this season, but they are beating Totes McGoats using this 4 DPS setup. Like they beat them on Horizon Lunar Colony because they use 4 DPS.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately for myself here, I need to step away from the casting desk. Very personal thing just happened. But one second as I finish casting this fight here, not to get you confused with me actually leaving. Gotcha, get baited, chat. Wackety Backy and somebody else had a quick little trade there. But red team, FDAB, gonna hold the point. And you know what? This looks good here. A lot of ults coming up, though, in favor of Totes Goats. Every ultimate will be close to online except for Diva Bomb. We'll see if Totes Goats can get the ulties. UTech is going to hit the big monkey as well as Dan on the Mano going to hit with the ult charge. The nano charge, but it's not going to matter as 1-for-1 trades coming out. Both teams are brawling on the objective here. Deep Stick coming out in favor of Evil Light, but he's going to die quickly to Chromatic's right click. Crystallize takedown. Okay, thanks. Red team getting filled up the kill feed, but here comes Chromatic. Hitting the big Q, hitting the big old Vice. He's going to take down 2 before he gets taken out himself. And a big brawl on point, but Freepy, it doesn't matter as a bunch of all
Wacky's going to try and win this by himself.
Uh-oh, here comes the mine. He's going to take down 1. They're going to take down UTech. It's the last one they have to eliminate before BSRK comes back to the board.
Questionable DV bomb coming out of BSRK. Never mind, JK
J,
gets 2.
F, and K gets 2 of them. Okay, thanks. Cleans up 1. But ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter because Wacky the Backy is still at the point. He's going to get it all the way up to 99, and he's going to go down here, but it doesn't matter because even though the Diva Bomb was huge, the Visor was huge, all of those ults by Totes Goats were big, but you know what? It didn't matter because they didn't kill the ball on point.
Yeah, ball stalled for from 75%.
The ball will stall.
Absolutely huge.
The ball will stall. It's the destiny has been told, ladies and gentlemen.
Stall ball.
Of the Twitch chat. Stall ball. Similar to Free Dude, stall ball.
Not as good as Free Dude. You know, it's a copyrighted thing that's actually really awesome.
You're right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Bang! Crystallize coming in hot, getting the pick on Daniel the Mano here. Big ultimates coming out, and we're gonna see the Mighty Wolf dropping the sound barrier. Virtual Ride, aka Josh, they can go over the big spin to win Beyblade. Death Blossom on the Reaper, not gonna connect here, and a lot of ultimates are continuing to come out. Dirty Dan gonna try and get a big quick on the tire. He's gonna find Chromatic and the Mighty Wolf. A big DPS and support go down, as well as the other DPS. 4 Totes Goats. Okay, thanks. UTech goes down as well. Weak Stick coming out from Evil Light, trying to finish off the rest of Totes Goats, and FDAB will go ahead and take Ruins. We're 1-1, chat, going into Lighthouse.
Score 1.
So am I solo casting the rest of this, or what's going on?
Give me like 3 seconds. Go. Analysis.
Okay. Dano killed Evil Light when Evil Light was blading. It was really funny to watch. I don't know if we caught it on stream, but if we did, that'd be a really cool bad plays of the week. Quad DPS, is it working? Is it not? It's working. Wacky, he's good at stalling on point. I'm running out of things to say. Totes Goats isn't playing goats. They should maybe play goats here. It's a close range map. Who knows? Okay, deep breath, slow down.
5,
I got this.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round
4 DPS. Looks like we got Josh Danko on the Doomfist. Gonna punch some kids into walls. Evil Light swapping it up over to the Tracer. Looks like they're gonna try and surround and destroy their target. We've got UTech being the only tank on his team playing Hog, trying to get those picks on one of these 4 DPS. Crystallize opening pick here. Wacky big
back.
slam.
Sorry about
We're
that.
all up in this high ground right now. Dirty Dan trying to put some mines in this room. There's explosions and people are dying. Crystallize gets another pick. The point is opening up, and looks like FDAB is going to be able to take it.
And I
Welcome
did
back.
not have my headphones on. But thank you. I did not have my headphones on.
Is once again reunited. BSRK going to get hunted down by 2 dive heroes. No, it looks like he gets out.
And it feels so good. Josh Danko's a Doomfist. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know Josh Danko on the Doomfist, ladies and gentlemen. That is a bold strategy con. But this map, I feel like Lighthouse Free Feet is one of the few maps on King of the Hill, right, really in the game where you don't need a huge amount of tank presence because it's so open. A lot of the fights can be won in one-on-one duels here, as we're seeing. Okay, thanks. Takedown, Dirty Dan. Dirty Dan taking down Dan on the Mano. Rez coming out. Virtual Riot, aka Josh Danko, taking out a couple as well. This fight seems to already be won for FDAB.
Yeah, this fight's
BSRK gonna
over.
try and get out, and that's another 1 fight for them. It's
Both
great.
teams are putting so much pressure and emphasis on this high ground here. Like, yes, it can be good for like a Soldier or Widow or McCree or something, but like we see Junkrat up here, we see Wrecking Ball up here, we see Doomfist up here, Tracer's been up there. Like, why are so many people going up into this one high ground? Like, I swear that 9 out of 10 times I play this map, I do not go on that high ground. It's strange. It's strange, Destructive Dude.
It was strange, especially knowing that they have the Junkrat up there, like you said before. But here we go. A lot of ultimates coming out in favor of FDAB. Meteor Strike coming in hot. Virtual Riot, aka Josh Danko, already taken down. Okay, thanks. Dirty Dan taking down Chromatic. A lot of picks being ensured here by Fine Dining and Breathing. Dirty Dan coming out hot with a double concussion mines. And another lost fight for Totes McGoats. And with only 1 fight territory remaining, what do you do in order to ensure that you take down this 4 DPS comp led by the man that met the legend Doomfist out of Josh Danko?
I think FDAB's found their bread and butter. I think that they like playing quad DPS, and I think they're going to try and run it against everyone.
I would not be surprised here. Okay, thank you for Doomfist himself. Wacky Backy putting down big mines on that high ground that Coach McGoats loves to go up to. UTech gonna get 1 pick onto the Mercy, but it's not gonna matter as 3 members make that 4-5 kills in favor of Fine Dining and Breathing, with UTech the only one on the point. That is gonna be all she wrote. A quick 100-0 in favor of Fine Dining and Breathing. And ladies and gentlemen, FDAB has the first map win of this set, going in to the last map.
FDAB won map 1. They won Horizon.
Oh, they did. That's right. Ha,
they
got
quad
him.
DPS'd it.
It's not a fucking stall. It's a 2-man win. Let's see. Okay, thanks, Genji Blade. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3 for the show. D-Mac. Big spins, big wins.
That was huge. That was the whole team.
That was a whole
Pog champ right there.
That was a fucking. Can I get a Pog champ in chat? I'm noticing chat right now. Thank you, Senpai, for telling me to talk slower. We're no longer friends on Facebook. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, going into map 3 here. Totes McGoats has had a very rough season, and it's only week 3. But we all know that Overwatch is a momentum game, and the season is still early. No team wants to go down 0-3.
Yeah, no, it's a long season too, right? We have 10 weeks before we go into our finals, and you know, teams that look invincible can get draws on Horizon Lunar Colony, right?
Yeah. Hey, it happens. Every great team in the history of the Baddy Overwatch League has lost before. I do remember a team by the name of Blabby's Dabs that lost their first game in the playoffs, their first season of season 4 during the Baddy Overwatch League. And obviously, you know, sometimes these things happen. But in order to bounce back, you have to maintain stability here, and you have to come out maintaining these fresh comms. Freefy, if
Pirate
you
chip.
are
Pirate
UTech
Pirate chip.
and Pirate, okay, I was, you know, we're supposed
What's
to
your
have this
question?
thing. No, you know what? We're supposed to have this thing where I ask you something, and then you're like, oh, my analysis is. You can't just take the words right out of my mouth, okay? Take me out to dinner first.
Okay.
Take me out to dinner first. 2 free dudes going to dinner, okay?
Just 2 dudes, you know, free dinner, whatever. There's a Bastion. It's not weird.
It's not weird, all right? Then you know, 2 a.m. you're sitting there, you turn over, and you're like, haha, guess what? There's a Riptire in your house, and now Jake is teabagging you because you're fucking dead. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Watch Point Gibraltar, last map of the last game of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor serving you, but we got one more hell of a game to go.
As we go into this last map, I would just like to remind all the viewers at home that tomorrow is Kick Your Best Friend in the Pants Day, and that there will be free popcorn for everyone who participates.
Initiating match.
And analysis.
Oh, you want me to do the analysis? Okay. Analysis. I would be very surprised if a team that is attacking, which I'm guessing is FDAB here, does not run some sort of bunker comp. We've obviously, or some sort of Bastion pirate chip mentality here. We've seen Evilite today already show that he can play the Bastion, he can play the McCree. We obviously know what Josh Danko and Wacky Tobacco can do on the Hammond and on the Diva subsequently. And we know that Crystallize can kind of fill any kind of support role or DPS role. That's possible. But I fucking lied, because this is some of the weirdest shit I've ever freaking seen in my life. This was not what I expected. If they keep this comp, I literally do not want to cast ever again. What is this? What is
Wacky
this,
is flexing on Sombra. No, not Sombra. Symmetra, because he's a huge Symmetra player. Friday Night Fights being the first time I met him, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play Symmetra all night," and then he did, and then we won. But you know, that's just that's a lull in chat right there. He's not playing. He's not playing Symmetra. He's playing ball.
Wow, big surprise. You're being fucking debated.
There's this amazing rollout you can do as Doomfist on this point for attacking that I really hope Crystallize does.
4, 3,
It's hard to explain. I'll scream if he does it. That's how you'll know.
You are already dead.
Escort
Anyway, he's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it.
He's not doing it.
He's not doing it. He's not doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry I got distracted by my chat here. Here we go. We're going up. UTech jumping on the point here. We got a dive comp coming out of Totes but Goats, which honestly is not very unsurprising for Wallsport Gibraltar. Very open. Chromatic gonna get the quick pick on the Virtual Riot, aka Josh Dig. Chromatic again, another map where he's not playing Zarya. If anybody knows where Chromatic lives, make sure it's actually Chromatic playing on his computer, because normally he only plays Zarya, and it's terrifying to see him not. Evil Light is gonna solo move this card here, almost halfway by himself, as the rest of his fine dining and breathing partners stopped it.
So
but
they're
you know
playing
what?
dive tanks plus double sniper, which is actually really smart on this map.
A lot of open space. Yeah, a lot of open space. You have 2 dive tanks that can create the space. You get those one-on-one matchups with snipers. You're able to easily, rain havoc.
Is Wacky going to C9? Are they C9ing right now? They have to know. They have to know.
They have to know.
UTech knows.
UTech knows. UTech officially knows that there's a hamster ball trying to do something on the objective here.
Like I was saying earlier, double sniper on this map, huge open sight lines, and it allows them to get picks, right? Okay, thanks, and Chromatic able to pick 5 of the attacking players in one shot very easily, because they do not have the shields, they do not have the tanks, and a lot of the raw healing power to prevent that.
You needed a doctor?
Yeah, I agree with your analysis, but on the same token.
Josh Tango just walked right past. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Nobody
nobody sees okay thanks in the back as the
he's behind
as the Hanzo here.
This could be huge.
But he keeps missing these shots out of Cuban Pete.
It's so hard to hit someone when they're not looking at you.
Nobody knows. But now Dirty Dan knows. Now Dirty Dan is going to be able to come out here.
Heroes never die.
Dragon Strike coming out of OK Thanks, trying to gain that separation so Dirty Dan doesn't get the quick picks. While Dirty Dan and OK Thanks driving, Hanzo puts it in the background. It's Josh Danko and Evil Light getting picks on the DPS for the enemy. For your boys, FDAB. Sorry, 1 pick onto the Widowmaker, 1 pick on to the Baptiste. I apologize. Here we go, 1-for-1 trade here in favor of nobody, as there's going to be a res coming out from FDAB. Okay, thanks. You get the quick pick quill on a Cuban Pete, but not before.
Totes Goats can really only hope to die on cart here. They can't win this fight. It's already too far gone. UTech jumping up top, like that's really all you can do there. BSRK is out of neck right now. Maybe gonna get staggered. They are hunting. Looks like Evil Light and Wacky. Looks like they're gonna let BSRK get out.
And at this point, do you maybe consider putting Chromatic back on the Zarya? Chromatic was doing good on the Zarya here, and we know BSRK can play DPS heroes. I'm curious what the call was to make this role transition, but nonetheless, Wacky to Backy gonna maintain that role that he's been playing, which is the off tank on the Wrecking Ball. Absolutely being a disruption here, and here comes the Meteor Strike.
Big
Downtown Chinatown. Everybody get up, it's time to slam now, jam now, Space Jam. As Josh Dago in the back trying to 1v1 to Mighty Wolf on the Mercy. Will he win? Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter because OK Thanks gets 2 picks as well. And this fight's already lost for the boys in red, which are FDAB. Just a matter if they stagger Josh Danko or not. But not before he takes down Chromatic before getting murdered by UTech. That kill coming back with Mighty Wolf resing Chromatic. And we are back to a stagnant fight here. As both
You're talking
teams look to
about
recover.
earlier. You were talking about putting Chromatic back on Zarya. You can't play Zarya in the quad DPS. Like, it's so much easier to like get charge off of spam damage from tanks than it is DPS players.
As OK Thanks taking down Crystallize on that Hanzo. A Dragon Strike gonna come out, take down Dirty Dan. That's gonna separate the team here. Cuban Pete's gonna bring back Dirty Dan. Big res there as Virtual Riot, aka Josh Danko. Gotta make sure everybody knows who that is at this point. Goes on to the Genji, switching off the Doomfist, gonna take down one as well. UTech gonna ride in fine, trying to get him out of here. As Chromatic taking down Josh Danko. And it's kind of a big, like, space fight happening. Like, not to be confused because they're in a hangar, but there's just a lot of space being made by a lot of different people.
No, Horizon was last map.
Oh, you're right, space. No, that was 2 maps ago. We're on the ground here. We're gonna launch the space. You know, Watch Point Gibraltar launches into Horizon Lunar Colony. Fun
There you
fact.
go, we got the ship. Everyone get on the ship.
Everybody got on the ship. There's a lot of frags coming out for both teams, but unfortunately it's not enough for either. It's not enough for the attacking team, Fine Dining and Breathing, to really make a big push here. Big Diva Bomb coming out from BSRK, not going to connect as Wacky to Backy and OK Thanks for their teams respectively are getting the picks here. But who will get the cart push as both teams consistently trade picks? But the cart is somehow overruled the checkpoint without me even noticing. See, letter number inbound as Josh Daniel takes down one with the dash, one with the Dragon Blade, Evil Eye, one with the Pulse Bomb. And that might just be enough to push this cart to point 2 street space. If you want to call it that, it has been completed. Fine dining and breathing is continuing onward. This map is just one big hullabaloo. That's a new word that I'm going to use now.
I love it. Hullabaloo. That's a great way to call it. Because
Analysis.
there's so much DPS players. There's a front line, there's a mid line, there's a back line. There's someone fighting at every line on the map.
Merci.
And there's 1v1s going on, there's 2v2s going on. It's very hard to keep track, and I'd imagine it is extremely hard on BSRK as a D.Va player because he has to peel for his team. He has to be the one to go and help when a DPS goes on the back line. Well, there's 4 DPS and 1 U. How do you peel that? It's hard.
Exactly, it's very difficult, especially with these, with all these players for fine dining and breathing, like creating so much space. BSRK's head just has to be on a swivel. He just doesn't have the amount of raw manpower to handle all of it. Wacky back is in, out Chromatic in the back. And the picks are in favor here of Totes Magoats. They might be able to hold this here. They should be able to pretty easily. But every time it looks like Freefy that Totes Magoats gets a couple picks, somebody is casually moving the cart from underneath them, getting extra cart push. And it seems to be that UTech and or BSRK just don't really care to launch themselves onto the point as they both get picks here. All three members of Totes Magoats are going to get exit frags here. But not before the cart is 75% of its way to the end of the map. And you have to wonder, C9 inbound? Maybe? I don't know.
If there was a Sombra, maybe.
Oh, you're right.
It's
Perrin, are you in the game?
It's more important for UTech and BSRK to win the fight than it is to contest cart. So if you're going to contest cart, then you're not protecting your healers, you're not protecting your squishies, and you're not really creating space for them. It's more important that they wipe the other team.
Yeah, you bring up a very good point here. Okay, thanks. Gonna take down Josh Danko, which is a very big pick here. 50 seconds and counting for the attacking team in FDAB. We'll see how they handle this as Wacky Backy gonna try and go in the backline and disrupt here, leaving the front line very, very open as Okay Thanks drops that Dragon Strike, but not gonna connect with anyone. It's a big ultimate not to really get any big frags out of it. UTech is knuckle deep right now inside
he's gonna
all
primal
of
here and just
FDAB,
destroy
but
them.
he's gonna primal and not gonna get the picks here. Is Fine Dining and Breeding. That could have been huge to get that pick on UTech, but he probably would ult it anyway. Big weave stick coming out of Josh Danko. You're gonna take down Cuban Pete. Gonna try and take down Okay Thanks. It's not gonna happen. Cuban Pete already gets the resurrection. You took down Mighty Wolf. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little drunk. That's an excuse. I'm not actually drunk. Professional caster here. Big deal bomb coming out of BSRK. Not gonna connect here. It looks like Virtual Guy and 88 Josh Danko. Wacky back here trying to put the pressure on. Cole Lesson's coming out of down the mantle, and we are in overtime. Who will contest this fight the longest? Dirty Dan gonna try and whole hog his way into the fight here. Not gonna matter though, as the rest of Fine Dining and
Wacky versus the world here. Josh Danko's there to back him up, but it's just a wrecking ball. Like, you want to be off the point. You don't want to be the one pushing it as a wrecking ball.
Exactly. And even though those shields are going to help for a bit, how long will it help? Even like it's a pick on UTech with BSRK trading right back.
Yeah, we got Crystallized on the high ground here. We might be able to get some picks. They could win this fight still. This is winnable. Evil Light's here. Dirty Dan's coming in. He sees Okay Thanks. Gets a big hook on him. Gets the kill. They could still win this fight.
This fight is very much winnable thanks to Wacky Backy, able to do the spin to win and keep stalling the cart as the rest of his team gets pre-rained down. But look at Chromatic up on the top rope here trying to rain down. Dirty Dan almost getting the big hook on him, but just missing slightly as overtime is in its last couple stages here. If they get off cart, they will have the large rain immediately. Both Valkyries coming out from both Mercies. It's a Valk v Valk battle. Who will win? Dirty Dan on the cart. He is getting free cart push. It looks to be a C9 here as UTech and Okay Thanks commit to the back line of Fine Dining and Breeding, allowing for extra cards to be pushed. Chromatic. Okay Thanks getting picks here. And the trickle fight will go in favor of Wacky Backy. In favor of Totes Magoats. But that's if they can finish off the rest of Fine Dining and Breeding. Wacky Backy's been able to spin here for like 9 years. I feel like I've gained 100 pounds and 9 years on my life. I'm now 33 years old.
He's still doing it. He's still spinning. How is he like? Kill Wacky Backy.
Somebody shoot the man.
He's still there.
Somebody shoot him.
He's got another minefield.
Oh my sweet Jesus.
Now May's there contesting? What is
It's
this?
happening. We're gonna go res on a wagon and Baggy.
What in the world?
What the hell is happening?
Dirty Dan wins this
Toast
fight.
McGoats is falling,
Wacky's
and
there. Evilite's there.
This is the downfall of Toast McGoats that we were talking about before. The comms are getting cluttered. Nobody knows who to focus. Wacky the Baggy's been on the point for 9 years. I've had 3 kids since he started spinning on the point. Who knows when he will stop? He is still here spinning.
He's fragging.
Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot. Somebody get this man
Double
an
shoot
MVP
him.
trophy.
Mikey
Somebody
was
get
taking
him
the
a trophy.
pistol out.
I'm gonna lose my fucking breath. I cannot stop casting. Usec, finally! Oh my god! Toast McGoat! We didn't have a sit-down conversation!
Score
We didn't talk about it!
0.
We didn't talk about it!
Switching sides.
Holy shit, I'm sweating! My armpits are drenched! I am in no shape to talk! Briefy analysis, please!
Well, there's this thing you can do as Wrecking Ball where you attach your grapple to something and then you spin in a circle and then you hit people and then you spin in a circle again and well you keep doing it and then once you're in overtime for 10 minutes you keep spinning in circles and then once you hit your 5th minefield then you can actually pile drive someone.
Well, apparently Waggy Baggy wants to pile drive all of Totes McGoats without taking them out to dinner first. That's what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. As Waggy Baggy single-handedly, essentially, gave Fine Dining and Breathing enough momentum to secure that 78.06. If you are Totes McGoats, how do you recover?
In all reality, they pushed like 5 meters in that whole span of Scream Fest that we had. As far as recovering from that, play Zenyatta, kill the Wrecking Ball.
I was just going to say, Freefy, you've been on teams both with me and without me, where you know we've all been there. Everyone in chat's been there too. This game is a momentum swing, and even though they did not get triple capped, that still is a huge morale influencer, good or bad. When you are not able to kill one person on cart, doesn't matter if you're Toast McGoats, you gotta wipe that shit off your brow. They are running pirate ship. Let's see how they roll here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up. I want Point Gibraltar here. Toast McGoats is gonna get the attack.
It's going to be really
Okay, thanks,
challenging
Sebastian.
for the defensive Wrecking Ball here because he can't really do anything into this Bastion. Like, he can go and harass the Widowmaker, but then he has no support from his team. So it's really up to him to swap to Diva. Because that's the only thing he can do.
Yeah, very important attack here as Toast McGoats is essentially pushing this cart for free, not having a whole lot of contests coming out. As Wacky Wacky gonna fall asleep on point here, and this is where the Wrecking Ball, in my opinion, kind of becomes questionable as a pick defensively. Not the greatest. He's able to contest for a while. Like I said before, he doesn't want to be the one on the cart. He wants to be the one off the cart. But here he comes again, Wacky Wacky trying to pick up where he left off last round. But it looks like okay, thanks is like okay. How about you shut the fuck up, kid? And let me burn you with my ability to murder people with my big boy gun. Toast McGoats takes the first point within like 2 minutes.
Yeah, turns out the 1,000 damage per second, or seemingly 1,000 damage per second Bastion has just melts anyone with a hitbox the size of a barn. I can't believe Wacky's still on this Wrecking Ball. Like, I know that like that's the pick that's
That is his pick,
really driving
exactly.
the synergy of this team. But we
just
need
doesn't
a
work on
Diva if
defense.
we're gonna stop this Bastion.
Or in general, we need a shield tank, in my opinion here, and we're not getting any of that out of this team. But, but maybe, you know, they have a really good idea. Okay, thanks on the Bastion's gonna get nanked. Nano Boost is gonna go into configuration tank. Gonna get 1-2 buff on my shoe. U-Tech and Chromatic also picking up kills as well. Dirty Dan gonna pick up the kill on Okay, thanks, but it's not gonna matter as it's a 5-1 swing. And Totes McGoats is just running through Fine Dining and Breathing like a hot knife through butter. Josh Danko in the back line, maybe able to get something to happen here. It looks like Evilite's going to switch over to the Sombra. Going to try and get a quick hack. Not
This is
gonna
smart here.
connect
They're trying to
anything.
push cart and kill everyone on cart before the Bastion gets set up again. Because Okay Thanks is sticking on it. They needed to fight right away, and that's what they're doing. Now Bastion's back, and they have cart, which is exactly the position they want to be in.
And Okay Thanks, that's the 3rd time he's gotten hooked and not getting one shot right away. But Josh Danko going to get the kill onto Okay Thanks. Going to then hit the Q, go a whole hog, and get one at least on BSRK as he got DMAxed. And that's going to be the end of that push. And Okay Thanks is the guy we want to see on. Is he going to decide to switch off the Bastion? He does, knowing that there's a very low percentage they're going to be able to set up unless they go all the way up top through the ship. That's not going to happen. He's going to switch over onto the Genji, which I like from them. However, UTech is staying on the Orisa, which is something I'm not a big fan of, especially because the rest of his team is pretty divey, and he's not. But it's fine. You know, they have a plan, right? They have a plan.
Yeah, I mean, the horse is kind of slow, so she can't really do a whole lot when it comes to mobility, but, like, you can put the shield on the point, and then the shield is mobile, which is cool. So that's really kind of it.
Mobile shield, as he gets slept, UTech gets slept from Cuban Pete. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wacky Baggy gonna get, I'm sorry, Josh Danko is gonna get the nano boost here, trying to hold this objective. Mighty will bring out the Valkyrie, gonna heal up Dano and UTech as Evilite picked up the kill on OK Thanks. Now, this is a very it's a good hold. This is a good hold here. They seem to have known what they needed to do and how they're trying to play around essentially Wacky Tobacco's best character, which is the hamster.
Interestingly enough, Evilite swapped over to the Sombra to counter the Bastion, and now that Evilite's been back to spawn since they've been off Bastion, he's chosen to stick with the Sombra. Notably, I don't think we've ever seen Evilite on Sombra, so it's very interesting that he's still on it.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of to still play the Sombra is potentially get rid of BSRK's possible effect on the D.Va. But he's also going to go for the hack on Chromatic, so who the fuck knows what I'm talking about. But he's going to get a big fatty on the EMP, going to get everybody except for the D.Va. D.Va gets slept up top, but he's going to get woken up real quick. Wagon going for the minefield. That could be a giant minefield down on the Mano, and the Mighty will fighting for their lives here as Josh Danko dumps his ultimate. And a lot of ult economy coming out from the side of Fine Dining and Breathing. But then again, looking at their ult economy, one fight ago, they lost Nano Boost, and then QB has it at 85%. They have the big damage field coming out of Baptiste on Crystallize, and they also have High Noon. It'll be an interesting fight coming up here, but remember, no defensive ultis in favor of either team, really. That could prove to be a difference maker going forward.
So Chromatic's over on the Reaper now, so now they'll actually be able to kill the Wrecking Ball when the Wrecking Ball does what he just did, which is go into 6 of them. So look, the Wrecking Ball maybe might be feeding here.
He's gonna drop another minefield in these. He may say he gets killed by OK Thanks, but not before taking down Dano. But BSRK taking down Evilite. The Mighty will busting out another Valkyrie. Gonna get the resurrection on the Dano. OK Thanks is gonna take down Josh Danko. And Toast the Goat seems to have figured out their synergy here.
Dirty Dan just standing still and accepting his fate.
Wacky Tobacco trying to stall for as long as they can here.
Chromatic has to go and kill this hamster right now because he's gonna try and stall.
Is he
sees it. He knows that he's coming. Look at that.
Big stuff.
He got a nano on him too. He might win this fight. Wacky might win this fight with the nano.
He could potentially do it here. Trades coming out for both teams here. A big High Noon coming out of Dirty Dan, but he's not going to connect as 3 more frags are coming out in favor of Fine Dining and Breathing, but Chromatic's getting 3 of his own by himself, and that is going to be enough to push the card to at least the 2nd point here. And what started out as a potential win for FDAB turns into a loss. But, I mean, hey, when you're looking at it from a whole stats perspective, they did go into Streets phase on Watchpoint Gibraltar with 5+ minutes left. So, that's a win in my book. They didn't full hold in there on the 2nd point, but it's fine. They have 1:42 to hold this here.
It was close.
It was close. But close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So I've been told.
So we saw the box come out from Baptiste there, the Baptiste ult, and then nothing happened.
A big minefield from Wacky Baggy to pick up Chromatic, aka his big boy counter. But Chromatic's gonna go, Wacky Baggy is gonna go down. BSRK is gonna take him out, and then Mighty Wolf is gonna pick up the resurrection. A couple other kills that I missed there. May goes down to Wacky Baggy. The frags in favor of Fine Dining and Breathing, and they live to fight another day. A minute left on the clock here. We're approaching 2-fight territory here, and if you are Totes Bagoats, you have every ultimate except for Blizzard on board. I say you big dick it, all ulties, win the fight, win the game.
Well, there's gonna be 2 fights, right? If they commit right now and both teams just fight it out, try and get ultimates out of the other team, there's gonna be 2 fights left. But they are waiting. That's a huge EMP.
That is a huge EMP by Evilite to try and live to fight another day here. Frags coming out in favor. 1 Mercy, aka Cuban Pete, will pop his Valkyrie. Mighty Wolf is down, not able to pop his, but it's not going to matter as UTech BSRK getting a couple frags here, make it 2 for BSRK. The kills are coming out in favor of Totes Bagoats here. This could be the fight that they need to win the game.
Widow's still behind them. They got to go get that Widow. They can't let her get out.
But even though a lot of ultimates were used here, only one was used from Totes Magoats, and only one was used from BSR, from Fine Dining and Breeding. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. As the Blizzard comes out from May, Blizzard into Diva Ulti, going to get not three on the Diva Ulti, you know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, the kill feed is lined up blue, and holy effing shit.
Victory.
Totes Magoats wins a map. There is hope for the season.
We've done it.
Clap. Clap.
The 6-0 team lost a map, and the 0-6 team won a map.
It's insane. Okay, thanks. Getting the quick play of the game on the May here as we're winding down the rest of the game. Getting the one right click, another right click on Dirty Dan. I'm guessing. Just the one right click. I'm tired, as you can sense. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Week 3, Match 3, Season 6 Baddy Overwatch League. From our boy 30, hashtag our future commissioner, streaming this last matchup. It is your boy's Free Dude. We will see you next week.
Bye-bye.